Now at 10, the trial of an Independence, Missouri man charged in a double homicide gets underway in Cherokee County. Plus, Anderson authorities investigate a gun discharge incident that left one woman dead. And Miami introduces flock cameras onto some city streets, but not without some controversy.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The trial of an Independence, Missouri man charged in a double homicide begins in Cherokee County. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. The trial of Kyle Butts began this week. Butts was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted murder in connection with an incident from November of 2022. He's been held at the Cherokee County Jail. The incident took place November of 2022. Baxter Springs police officers responded to reported gunshots at a home on 2400 Lincoln. On scene, officers tried to save the lives of 3 people who had been shot inside the house. Additional officers discovered Butts walking in the area. He was taken into custody after a brief struggle. 2 of the victims, Jeremy Murphy of Anderson and Craig Gwynn of Pineville, died at the scene. The 3rd victim, Seth Gwynn, also of Pineville, was taken to an area hospital in critical condition. You can read the entire history of this case on our website, koamnewsnow.com. Anderson, Missouri police released details of an alleged accidental discharge of a gun that killed a 28-year-old woman Saturday night. Officers responded to 305 West Main Street and found Annie Strickling Gaines unconscious with a gunshot wound. Paramedics rushed her to Freeman West Hospital, where she died. Police also found a man at the home identified as Gavin Crawford. The investigation continues. Strickling Gaines was a Joplin High School and Missouri Southern graduate. She was an elementary teacher for the Neosho School District. Let's check in with meteorologist Austin Stantz now for our first look at the weather.
Yeah, thanks, Dow. So we're going to see temperatures falling this evening, mainly clear skies, but a little bit cooler tonight, 39 by 6 a.m. with an overnight low right around 38 degrees. Head out the door tomorrow morning, some nice conditions, just a bit chillier, but we're ramping things back up to the upper 60s by the afternoon hours for your Wednesday. Here's what you need to know going into Thursday. We have some thunderstorms on the way. The good news is there's drought conditions across the 4 states, so some much needed rainfall is on the way, and we will get some in accumulating fashion. Now, heading into timing, that's the bad news. It's going to happen during those commute hours for your Thursday. A few storms could be strong to severe as well. Storm Prediction Center has us at a 1 out of 5 for a severe threat. Main threat going to be wind and hail. Coming up, we're going to break down into a deeper dive on the timing and the impacts those storms could have.
All right, catch in a few. The Miami, Oklahoma Police Department is moving forward with plans to install 10 license plate reading cameras at certain intersections. They're manufactured by Flock Safety. The police chief says the cameras differ from traditional traffic cameras in that the footage may only be accessed by police if they receive specific vehicle information that could aid them in solving a crime.
That logs into it and conducts a search, they have to articulate why they're conducting the search, be specific about what they're searching for, and then if there's any misuse, we can address that through the audit system and through our policies. And I can assure the citizens here in Miami that if there is any misuse, it will be addressed quickly.
The department hopes to have the cameras installed by late spring or early summer. Flock cameras are currently used in more than 6,000 communities nationwide and are attributed to helping solve 12% of reported crime. The Carthage Crosslines Ministries is starting the renovations on their new building. They're moving to the old Fastenal building in Carthage that's located by Race Brothers. Crosslines has served the community for more than 40 years and says it needs more room to expand its services.
Ran out of space in our other building. As we've raised awareness, we've been here 41 years, and oddly enough, our awareness was very low. And as we've raised awareness, people have really poured into us on donations of items, clothing and stuff.
They say they need volunteers to help with repairs, painting, and cleaning. Their goal is to have that grand opening in July. Sparklight donates $5,000 to Children's Haven in Joplin. Children's Haven serves as a safe place where young people up to age 17 can stay the night whenever there's a crisis at home. The grant will go to fund meals and snacks for the children staying there. Staff at Children's Haven say they're grateful for the money.
To have this grant opportunity through Sparklight to be able to ensure that we can say yes when a family calls and they have a need for crisis care for their children is so important. And so for them to choose us out of the thousands of applications just furthers our relationship with them that we've had over the years.
Sparklight offered grants to a number of states that gave out more than $100,000 in grants. Leaders in Joplin extended an invitation to the community to join them for the first ever State of the Community event. The event plans to bring together leaders and partners from local government, business, education, and nonprofits, as well as Joplin residents to reflect, connect, and look at the future of the city. That event's going to run from 8 a.m. to 10:30 at the Cornell Complex next Wednesday, January 14th. A limited number of tickets are still available for $25 per person until 8 a.m. on Tuesday, January 13th. For more information, including a link for purchasing tickets, go to our website, koamnewsnow.com. Some folks in Pittsburgh turn out to protest recent decisions by the White House. That's coming up, but up first.
President Trump says Venezuela is turning over millions of barrels of oil to the U.S. I'm Erica Brown with more on that and the administration's push to take over Greenland.
Days after the U.S. military captured Nicolas Maduro and the Trump administration assumed control of Venezuela, the White House has announced it's set its sights on Greenland. As Erica Brown reports, the news is causing concern among European leaders and Washington lawmakers who say the future of NATO could be at stake.
Days after the dramatic capture of former Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro and his wife, some lawmakers have expressed concerns over what comes next for Venezuela.
The administration has no plan for what comes next in Venezuela.
For those who are saying that we're going to run and occupy Venezuela, we're not. What is the goal? Fix up the place. Create conditions for a free, fair election.
In a social media post Tuesday, the president said Venezuela will be turning over between 30 and 50 million barrels of sanctioned oil to the U.S. to be sold at its market price.
Administration officials are expected to brief all members of the House and Senate Wednesday on the situation in Venezuela, and it comes as the White House is also renewing its push to control Greenland.
The Trump administration said Greenland is a national security priority for the United States, with officials discussing a range of options for acquiring the territory, including utilizing the U.S. military.
Greenland should be part of the United States. The president has been very clear about that. That is the formal position of the U.S. government.
Greenland has its own government, but is a territory of Denmark, a NATO ally. The Danish prime minister said Trump's threats should be taken seriously. And some lawmakers have questioned what it could mean for the NATO alliance.
Nothing would lead to the absolute destruction of NATO more than American aggressive action against a long-term ally like Denmark.
These are our allies. You don't treat our allies this way. I mean, it's embarrassing.
President Trump has indicated he wants to settle the issue by the end of his term. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Today, leaders of 7 European countries reaffirmed in a joint statement that Greenland belongs to its people. Dozens of Pittsburgh residents gathered today to protest the Trump administration. Demonstrators gathered at 4th Street and Broadway to demand unredacted Epstein documents and accountability for powerful people. Protesters also stated their opposition to the military intervention in Venezuela, stating that military action won't help families struggling with basic needs. Many residents shared their views on the Trump administration's handling of the removal of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro.
Obviously, most of us are, not at all pro-Maduro and agree with him, no longer being in power. We also don't think that it's America's place to be doing that.
This is not what you do. And to me, it's fascism. This is not what America does. This is what Russia does.
Organizers say the protest was nonpartisan and focused on truth, fairness, and justice over politics. A little later, a historic Pittsburgh schoolhouse celebrates the new year with new life and new students.
Surging temperatures Wednesday will fuel thunderstorm chances Thursday. Details coming up. We saw a cold front pass this evening that's shifted our winds out of the northwest, so temperatures going to be falling headed into the evening. Right now, most of us in the 40s, a few in the 30s. Independence, Neodesha, Pittsburgh, Joplin sitting at 44 right now. Taking a look at our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Camp, it's mild out there for right now, but it's going to get a little bit cooler tonight with temperatures around 37. Winds will be calm. They will pick up heading into tomorrow. Now we will see the opportunity for some showers and thunderstorms late tomorrow night, but not before things really heat up for us. 68 degrees, clouds increasing throughout the day, and then some late night thunderstorm chances. Storm Prediction Center has us just in a general categorized thunderstorm risk, but as we head into Thursday, that changes. We get bumped up to a 1 out of 5 or a marginal risk of severe weather. Now, the main hazard here is going to be wind and hail, and the other primary hazard is that it's happening during the commute hour for your Thursday morning. The best thing that you can do is just stay weather aware, have a way to get weather updates via your phone, and also just weather awareness. Take a look outside, look at conditions, take a look at the sky, and then plan your day accordingly. Now, taking a look at our future track, thunderstorms begin to move in around Thursday morning, around 4 a.m. They're going to be a little bit more scattered at this point. Heading into the later morning hours, we're going to see a little bit more organization of these storms becoming heavier and a little bit more intense as they move their way in around 8 o'clock. Now, I notice we kind of give a line setting up here. That's because we're going to see mainly a wind event. There could be some small hail associated with these storms, and a couple of these storms could just break that threshold to get a severe thunderstorm warning. Not a widespread severe outbreak, but we are expected to see widespread rainfall across most of the region. Notice temperatures still in the 60s through our Thursday. We're not actually going to see that cold front pass until late Thursday night into Friday. Now, this system is fairly large, so as it makes its way through, we're expecting multiple rounds of storms, but it'll move out by the afternoon hours. But there's a back edge that we also have to worry about where an upper level low is also going to come in. But here's the other factor that we're dealing with. Heading into Wednesday, winds will be gusting anywhere 15, 20, maybe 25 at times. But then as we head into Thursday, well, we're going to see winds increase 40, 45, maybe 50 miles an hour. So a strong thunderstorm could easily kick those winds over that 60 mile per hour mark. That would meet the threshold for a severe thunderstorm warning on Thursday. As far as how much rainfall we're going to see across the region, anywhere from a 1/4 inch up to an inch of rain, maybe an inch and a half in our far northwestern communities there, but everyone going to see some sort of rainfall. As I mentioned, a fairly large system. So on the back edge of this system, we're going to see that upper level low bring the possibility of a wintry mix possible headed into Friday overnight into our Saturday. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast and what you can expect beyond Saturday. Temperatures fall 44 degrees Saturday. Headed into Sunday, things clear up 48. We're back into the 50s on Monday and Tuesday. A short wave moves in with another front that passes, bringing our temperatures back down to more January-like, where it starts to feel a little more winter outside with temperatures around 17 degrees overnight.
Well, that's what we should expect for this time of year. We've been unusually warm for a while now.
We'll look forward to the rain, though.
You bet, for sure. Thanks, Austin. As 2025 came to a close, so did the Affordable Care Act's enhanced premium subsidies. While the House is expected to vote sometime this month on a Democratic proposal to extend them for 3 years, the effort faces significant hurdles in the Senate. Ivan Rodriguez has the latest.
Extending the Affordable Care Act's enhanced premium subsidies has been at the center of several battles on Capitol Hill in recent months. Now that they've expired, millions of Americans will have to make an important healthcare and financial decision.
As of January 1st, millions of people saw that their premium payments are going up. Some of them may have already dropped their coverage. Other people may have tried to switch from, say a silver or a gold plan to a bronze plan, which would have a much higher deductible, but might keep their premium low enough that they could afford to stay insured.
Enhanced subsidies made Obamacare coverage much more affordable, which helped draw a record 24.3 million people to sign up for 2025 policies. Cynthia Cox is a senior vice president for KFF, a nonpartisan health policy research group. She says enhanced premium tax credits allowed lower-income Americans to enroll in policies with $0 or near $0 monthly premiums, while those in the middle class became eligible for help for the first time. Cox says 4 out of 5 consumers were able to find 2025 plans for $10 or less a month.
Starting January 1st, lower income people have to pay 2 to 4% of their income. Higher income people might have no cap on how much they have to spend. They might have to pay full price, which could be 20, 30% of their income.
Open enrollment ends January 15th in most states, meaning there's still time for people to shop for coverage before being automatically renewed into their same plan. I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Still ahead, our local MIAA basketball teams duke it out on the court tonight. A recap and analysis of the Pitt State versus Missouri Southern basketball games. Ben McLeish has that and more up next in sports.
In Lamar, I know the value of access to local.
For the first time this season, the Pitt State and Missouri Southern basketball teams face off. First up, the Lady Lions hosting the Gorillas. And Missouri Southern has nationally ranked PSU on the ropes in the third quarter. Grace Frazier taking it up court, finds Ashlyn Alloway under the basket. She puts it up for the bucket. The Lions back on the attack. Haiti Pyle has it at the top of the key. She drives to the basket, spins, and puts up the fadeaway jumper. It's good as MSSU adds to its lead. But the Gorillas don't give up. Harper Schreiner finds Maren Adams down low. She works the defender and puts it up for 2. PSU clawing its way back into it. Jemiah Brown from 3. It's good, and the Gorillas keep inching closer. The Lions fighting right back, though, finding Lily Thomas in the paint. She backs down the defender and puts it in. The Gorillas' offense is coming alive, though. Schreiner heaves it to Casey McCumber, who scores a transition layup to make it a one-score game. But every time the Gorillas made it close, the Lions had an answer. Frazier taking it herself, driving to the basket. She makes it through the contact. The Lady Lions come to play, upsetting the nationally ranked Gorillas 82-73 for their biggest win of the season.
Thought our defense was pretty good. At times, we were really good at taking things away that they wanted to do. Of course, they're a good team, so they was able to get some stuff. But it's a huge win, big boost as far as especially coming off our Fort Smith game where we didn't play very well, to make our kids understand, hey, we are a good team and we can compete with anybody in our league, which is the toughest league in the country.
Next up, the men's teams take the court, and the Lions start off hot in this matchup as well. Isaiah Atwater forces the turnover, gets open in the corner, and sinks the triple as MSSU scores the first 5 points of the night. Now Jaden Taylor with the ball. He pulls up from mid-range, and this one goes in as well for the Lions. They dominate the start of this one, but they couldn't hold off the Gorillas for long. Mason English finds Connor Rogers in the corner for the wide-open three-pointer. It's good. And PSU gets on the board. Now the big man Daryl Washington working down low, passes out to Mason English, whose tray is nothing but net. Now the Gorillas are hot. Washington down low again. This time he backs down the defender, muscles it in for 2. The Lions back on the attack though. Colin Ruff with the ball. He finds the soft spot in the defense, puts it in with his left hand. Gorillas looking to respond on offense, but it's Braden Williams from MSSU with the steal. He takes it all the way down the court, misses the layup, but Gavin Elkamil is right there for the putback. But it's the Gorillas who come out on top in this one, 82-71, final from Joplin. An exciting night in Joplin, 2 really good games. One goes MSSU's way, one goes Pitt State's way, but what an upset for the Lady Lions tonight, upsetting a nationally ranked team, especially the Gorillas, it had to feel good.
Yeah, there's something to be learned from losses and wins, and I'm sure that both teams in that women's game are going to look for the lessons to be learned from this one. We'll be right back. A historic Pittsburgh school that sat empty for nearly 3 decades is open with new life and now giving tours for childcare. The Washington School now houses Grow at Eden's, as it's called. It has 3 classrooms and a sensory room, serving toddlers, preschoolers, and infants. During the day, they help teach kids through interactive courses, workshops, and community engagement. They already have nearly 20 students enrolled, but they have spots for 127 kiddos.
This facility is licensed for 127 children, and that's from ages birth through school age. We currently are accepting 6 months old and up, but we have a lot of new moms on the wait list with babies under 6 months old as well.
The organization Point Forward headed the renovation. Grow at Eden's has other locations in Parsons and Iola. Going to want to keep a close eye on the weather team for the next couple of days. We have some potential changes coming up.
Yeah, Dow, you're exactly right. We have some thunderstorms moving in Thursday. A couple could be strong to severe, and then on the back end of that system, we could see a wintry mix from Friday night into Saturday. Things clear out heading into the end of the weekend on Sunday, and we're back into the 50s next week.
All right, a final sports note.
Well, we're in the thick of basketball season. Lots of high school and college matchups coming up. But this Saturday, Missouri Southern is back at home to take on Newman.
Oh, it'd be nice to see a big crowd come out and support the Lions. Thanks for joining us. Hey, don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.